8711 Productions and Charlemagne the God are working on a new action thriller starring Jonathan Majors, and we had an opportunity to sit and chat with one of the martial arts choreographers, Master Lyte Burly. He came to talk with us about martial arts style 52 blocks, the history of 52 blocks, his history with 52 blocks, and turning Jonathan Majors into a true threat. And here's what he had to say. Check it out. Martial artist, full-time martial artist for about what? Yeah, where we at?
Well, oh no, we talking about the 25th year.
25th year total, but I heard that you were full time. You took this
Full time.
seriously. You decided to just kind of dive headfirst
Yes,
into
sir.
this lifestyle. Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna call it a lifestyle, a way of
Facts.
life. Um, what? Let's talk about the journey, man. Because there's a lot that we're gonna get to, but I want to start at the very beginning with
Mm-hmm.
you, and I want to know about the
Get it.
man and the journey and how you discovered this 52 blocks and how you made it a part of your life. So
Yes,
give
sir.
me give me the gist of why you started this journey and how it kept you in this for so long.
Um. Well, I think martial arts and fighting was always one of my things. Like, when I was coming up, I was terrible at basketball. I couldn't put the ball in the hoop. And when they picked me, when I ended up on your team, they knew they was going to lose. Like, oh, we got. So they knew, I'm putting up nothing but bricks. I'm terrible out there. So
Oh
I I,
man.
I didn't have that type of coordination. And later on, my teacher would tell me, he said, listen, if you black and you don't know how to play ball, it's probably because you're a fighter. And I didn't and I didn't see it then, but he was correct. I did have great coordination when it came for the confrontations I was getting into. So fighting was always there, but I wanted to be a rapper. That was my goal that I set.
Okay.
And I was going to be, I was going to be holding microphones, controlling the crowd like Rakim. That was my goal, but I always loved to fight. So, the school I went to, they had Taekwondo. Before then, my mother had me in the Y. I was doing karate then. And my understanding and my first interaction with 52 blocks is when I was staying with my aunt in Queens, in Far Rockaway, Queens. Salute to all my Queens warriors. That's the way they would fight. All my cousins fought like that. Like, that's just how they fought. And I was amazed by it. And one of my cousin's friends, he actually dealt with my cousin, my female cousin named True God. I came downstairs. He was arguing with a guy, and he had his hat like sitting. That's when they kind of wore their hat sitting on the top. And the guy
Yeah.
was in his face yakking, and he did a move and moved his hat. The guy looked, and then he caught him with a left hook. And I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, it was a whole, this move today in my system, we call it triangle trade. And just the feint, he didn't do nothing to him. He just moved his hat, and soon as the other guy looked, he stole off on him. So I'm like, what the hell was that? And that was my first interaction with 52. And then, because of that, I wanted to see more. So I, talked to my cousins about it. Then True Guard had a lot of other fights after that that became famous in Far Rockaway, Queens. He's also in the book When Crack Became King. The
Uh-huh.
Stanley family, that was my cousin. That's who they were talking about in
Okay.
that book. So he ran with Fat Cat. He was one of Fat Cat's lieutenants. So he was very vicious with it.
You mentioned something that just gave me a quick callback to what something I saw in this trailer for this film that we're going to talk a little bit about.
Mm-hmm.
The hat trick.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a little something that we saw that Jonathan Majors was doing, but we'll get
Mm-hmm.
to that. So
Absolutely.
talk talk to me about 52 blocks. What is it? Where did it come from? Because I've
Mm-hmm.
heard different stories. Someone
Yeah.
said it's been around since the 80s, and I heard someone say that this goes way back to Civil War times in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me from with your own words, where is this from, and your history of it?
Well, I think when you ask that question and people answer it, some people take the shallow method, some people take the deep method, or the abstract. So if we're going to be abstract about it, we can say Africa, because that's the pretty much the source. But I think those people, when you use that, when you use that as your story, you kind of cut out what the melanated man in America did. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, so you're almost like taking credit from him. Yes, Africa is the source, but 52 blocks, the thing is a Black American thing, really a New York thing, you know, kind of like the birthplace of hip hop. And
Yeah.
that's where 52 really came from. And 52, the line came from when they let Black boxers start competing in boxing. That's where it came from. The fundamental with of 50, like every art form has an underline, Muay Thai, the way they fight, even with
Mm-hmm.
their weapons, their whole thing is tough man. Like they don't really believe in too much defense. It's like, let's go kick for kick. Let's see who
Mm-hmm.
got. That's their culture. You know what I'm saying? That's not
Yeah.
just the art.
Yeah.
That's their
Yeah.
culture. And the culture of Black people, we don't like to get punched in the face. We have never been fighters that say, let's go shot for shot. That's and
Yeah.
it's still proven to this day. Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Mayweather, Pernell. I can name endless fighters because this is not a coincidence. This is who we are. So every pressure, that's where the martial art comes from, is that thing. So 52 was always a thing of defense, of
Mm-hmm.
how not to be hit, how to deceptively set up a man, hand feints, clever distractions, ducking, slipping. Those are the things that we brought into boxing. So it was from boxing, from there, it came into the street because the boxers, even, they were still living in the hood. So they were bringing this defense in. The fanciness came from hip hop around the era of hip hop, up rocking, stuff like that. That's where you see 52 there's a little bit more fancier moves to it. That's kind of where the fanciness of it came from. His
Mm-hmm.
jail connection came from the 5% Nation because
Mm-hmm.
they are the ones that kept the art form going. They are the ones that named it. Like 52 blocks came from them, the gods and the earths. And it was all it is, just like any other art. It was this total, thing that produced the form itself.
Now, it definitely has its flair. When I
Mm-hmm.
see it, it's very reminiscent of, I don't know if you remember Jeff Speakman, The Perfect Weapon.
Yeah, of course.
It kind of like that kind of movement. What's the appeal of this for you? Like, why this style versus any other style? Like, have you studied other styles? And if
Oh yeah,
not,
of course. Yes.
what is it
Mm-hmm.
about this one that you really find passionate?
Because it's and I'm gonna go out on the limb here. And other styles, they may feel some sort of way, but in a logical debate, because I was, head of my debate class. I don't know if they're ready for that smoke. I don't know if you're ready for that smoke. It's the only art that is kind of like a Tai Chi art.
Okay.
It's the one art that is more natural.
Yeah.
Offense is not natural. Punching people in the face ain't natural. Kicking people in the face ain't natural. Choking people is not. Offense is not natural. What is natural? Defense, self-preservation. So 52 blocks, it encompasses everybody. See, I can't make everybody a boxer because not everybody's willing to get punched in the face and punch somebody back in the face. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody has, like, there's a selective group for that. Same thing with MMA, there's a selective group for that. But with
Yeah.
defense is everybody.
Yeah.
Self-preservation is the biggest thing you need in the fight. And that's why we saved boxing. Boxing wouldn't be what, like, we literally brought ducking and bobbing and weaving into boxing. People don't really know what we did for boxing. It became the sweet science because of us. At one point, it was a brutal art that was on its way to being outlawed. The offense was already there. They was already punching each other in the face. What was lacking was the defense. And when they introduced us to it, that's what we brought in the game. So that right there, the defense is what turned it to the sweet science. Just like in any other, art, it's a shame that at boxing matches, you never hear people say, let's go defense, let's go. You never hear that at a boxing match, but you'll hear it at a basketball game,
Yeah.
football game. But defense matters in the fight too. But because it's so primal to us, we really want to see two men kill each other.
Yeah.
That's why defense sucks to most people. They'll call it running. They'll say it's this, they'll say it's that, because they're not in there fighting. Guarantee if you was on the line, you would want to know how to duck and move too. But
Yeah.
when there's two other men doing it, they want to see these men kill each other. And defense matters then. So that's what we brought in, and that's why it pretty much stands above other arts because of that.
And now it's finally getting a little bit of its shine that it
Facts.
deserves.
Yes. Facts.
Like I said, I never heard of this, and I feel a way because it's never come across anything that I've ever seen in culture.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a good thing. I've never needed it, but
Right.
now it's coming to the forefront.
Yes, sir.
Production companies are they're interested. You're a part of this project, True Threat, what's going to star Jonathan Majors. Talk to me about how that transition, like what was the phone call like to be involved with this with Charlemagne the God and things of that.
Oh,
How did this come?
Oh man, salute to the Most High. First and foremost, rest in peace to my brother Frazier Diallo. He was a main, between me, him, and Sensei Mo. I believe we were the biggest representatives of 52 Blocks. So I call this the three-headed Hydra. And my brother passed away from cancer, and I believed like this project would if he would have been alive would have been in his hands, because it was through those peoples that reached out to me. Good brother by the name of J.A. Chromes. He's real good, crazy with the knife. He threw my name in a hat that we should reach out to Lyte Burly on this one. And the stunt coordinator, the director, Leonard, he reached out. I spoke with him, and they was like, well, if you could come to Texas, Cali, we're going to start, doing a little training. So I was like, for sure, that's nothing. And to meet the man, let me tell you, like, I was always ready for this moment, but it always had to be a perfect fit. I'm not saying this because I met the man. Jonathan Majors is a perfect fit for this. Like, I seen it in Creed 3. I didn't know if that's where they was going, but the cross-arm defense, once again, it came from boxing. That's why you could see Archie Moore and these guys doing it. That's where 52 came. So when I seen that, I'm like, is he doing 52? Is that? So I was like, wow, he would be awesome for it. Then this comes along, and it could only be the Most High that put this together, because he is phenomenal. Met him, great man. I mean, already athletic minded, which matters to the thing. When we already know his acting skills is on God level. He up there with Denzel. He going to them levels. He's there with it. So this couldn't happen at a perfect time. And then training with him, all that was money. And I'm thinking people are going to be real surprised on how this turns out. This is going to be a smash hit. I put my house on it. We put money on this one. This one's going to be crazy.
Yeah, his performance in that little bit, I think it was like 20-second teaser, was what drew me into this style, because I had never seen anything like this, and I'm like, what is this? Talk to me about the training process. Like, is this something that can be picked up, like, I want to say overnight, in weeks? Like, what's the training regimen like for someone like Jonathan, or just anyone basic, a regular person like myself? Like, what is that like?
That the good thing, like, once again, with defense, the good thing about defense is it's already in you. It just needs to be corrected. So it's way easier to build that than me to teach you how to throw a correct punch. You only got 2 knuckles. You got to turn your waist. Like, there's a lot of components that go into when you want to hurt the man. You know what I'm saying? There's less components to deal with when you're building. He can't hurt me. Like, let me build my shield. Let me build my bulletproof vest. And so to me, that's already something that makes it easier. But then when you're dealing with someone like Jonathan Majors, who's already athletic, I think he was waking up already at like 5 a.m, running miles. Like, when you're dealing with somebody that's doing it like that, it's way easier, because athleticism is a big part of the thing. You got to have that. And then when I was training them, we had a moment when we were just doing the blocks in the mirror, and it was magical. Like, it was something, we went back that, if we was an African moment, it was right then and there, and we both felt it, so that type of thing, I think, more of that, we were just building up to, there's more to come. I don't want to put everything out there, but there's more
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
come. But I think him being who it is, this is going to be, and then me being who I am, I'm the foremost teacher on 52 Block. If I can't teach you, then you can't be taught. That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to blow our own horns around here, but I'm the one that got this whole thing started. So when it comes to 52, I teach it to a blind. I got stories of people I taught 52 to that, wheelchairs, if you
Wow.
in it, I can do it. If you want to do it,
Wow.
I think one of my illest story was a guy reached out to me and he's been trying to get at me. And I went to meet him. When I met him, he was sitting down. I could tell by the way he was sitting down, he was already tall. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? Let's go. The park is over here. Let's get this work. Now, when he stood up, and all of this happened.
Oh,
And
wow.
his leg turned in, and I'm like, and he's like walking with me. Now I'm in my head like, didn't he see my videos? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like you gotta be, but if he has the audacity to want to train with me, he gonna get
Yeah.
this work, and we got this
Yeah.
work, and we changed them. Salute to my fam. He a Burley. He went on. We changed his coordination. So what I learned from that is, it's not me, it's you. I have the information, but if you bite down hard enough, you can get it when you want it. That's just the way it goes.
Now, this is going to be a one shot, one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to 52 blocks, is it mental or physical, or is it both?
Well, it's always both, and
Okay.
it's really the Trinity, it's
Okay.
really mind, body, spirit, mind, body,
Gotcha.
spirit. When it comes to fighting, it's always going
Gotcha.
to be mind, body, spirit. The mind has to be strategic. The body has to be conditioned, and the spirit needs a cause. It needs a cause. Like, what are we fighting for? And when you link all three of those together, you got a juggernaut. Like, you got yourself a big problem. So it's always going to be the Trinity when it comes to fighting. And that's the same thing with, 52. Your body has to be strong enough to take a punch. Even though you're catching it on the forearm, these are fists. So you got to condition your body to take in pressure. Your mind has to be strategic enough to set up the traps. And your spirit needs the cause. Like, what are we fighting for? Like, so, and when the spirit is big enough, it can outweigh the other two. You don't need to have no strategy or no skill, but if somebody give you the right cause, you could be hell on wheels. So, but it's always the Trinity.
Now, as far as 52, are you guys competing? Like, can I see this anywhere? Like, worldly? Like,
Yeah, for sure. I think when I got started, like when I started this way back in like 2003, I had people tell me I was making it up, dreaming it. I had this a guy by the name Philip Elmore Edmore wrote articles on how I was making it up. And then when I went to the gyms, they told me, like, if you compete with that, you're gonna get one of your fighters hurt. So we jumped into boxing, and Golden Glove winners, and I got MMA fighters. So yes, it definitely can be seen.
wow.
I think if it's just like Kung Fu has saturated us so bad, like, and as far as like the fantasy of it, is that we want to see it. Like, and it's like, if you can't see defense, like you didn't see, like, it's like, it's always been there. Like, it's right in front of you. It's just defense is not respected in that tone. So people overlook it, not as the skill that it is. And that's what 52 is going to do. It's going to make defense sexy again, and it's already happening, but we're going to add to it because self-preservation is the highest form of fighting. Nothing beats that. Like, if you got to sacrifice yourself to the fight, you're not really a fighter. You're like a kamikaze bomber. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't care about yourself. Nah, as Ali said after every fight, I'm still pretty. You know what I'm saying? I'm still pretty.
I'm super intrigued about this, man. Like, I want to know more. I want to learn more. So I gotta ask, when this film comes out, I know we can't spoil much, but like, how deeply rooted and how much of it are we going to be able to learn more about? How much can we expect to see? Are we going to see what you're saying, defense, sexy again? Are we going to really be able to understand the art when we see
Yes.
this film?
Well, I think that's why I was brought on. So, I think to all to the people, Leonard and them that's watching it, this is why they got to keep me on, because that's what I know. That's one thing I can't miss with 52, and I believe that's why I've been brought on. And from the storyline that I've read, it's going, like I said, I can't speak too much, but I will say this: there's been other places where they done 52, and you kind of was like, was that 52? Did they really do 50? This is not going to be that. You're going to see it. You're going to understand it for what it is. You're going to see it in big moments, like big moments. You're like, ain't going to be you ain't going to be able to misunderstand this. It's going to be right in your face, on your plate. They're like, oh, this is 52. Because like I said, that's why I've been brought on, and that's what, that's what I'm bringing to the thing is 25 years of experience of the fighting, holding the name up to where it's at today. So that's what we're going to do. And then you tag team that with Jonathan Majors. Come on, man, that's diabolical. we talk about something very diabolical right here. And like I said, salute to Jonathan Majors. Big love all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Like, he give you big love. Salute to him. So like I said, I can't see it going any other way but, smash hit, and 52 getting this respect and credit that it deserves.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this, man. Listen, they did their thing with that little bit of a teaser. Lyte Burly, tell these people where they can find you or even learn more about 52 Blocks from you. I know, was there DVD that you did for this?
I got DVDs. I got the book. I just wrote the new book, 52 Laws of Power. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get your hit inside the book. I put the system in the book too. I broke down 1 through 52 in there. So yeah, lyteburly.com. You can get the books. You can get the digital downloads. You can get the merch. Learn-martialarts.com is the only 52 block online course where I certify people 500 lessons. We've been up and running for the last 4 years. And then for the people that, they don't want to go from 0 to 100, they feel like I've already got the fight game. We got advanced.lyteburly.com, the other online course where you can get your 52 block hit. 52 Blocks info on YouTube. I drop a lot of videos. And then Lyte Burly on Instagram. I do my reactions. I'm a Cancer, so I got a little comedic skills. We can't help ourselves. Our sarcasm knows no bounds. So if you like reaction videos, you can check me out on that. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
I'm gonna check those out. I'm actually gonna pick up one of those books, man. You say I can get that on your website?
Yes, sir. lyteburly.com.
I'm definitely gonna get one of those, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Lyte Burly, Master Lyte Burly. Let me get it right. Guys, look out. I don't know much about this film yet, but when we know more, we will let you know. A true threat is on its way. Jonathan Majors, man, 52 Blocks, 8711 Productions. I can't wait. I'm excited, man.
Facts. And I do believe Charlemagne, the guy, just jumped behind it. We got the female wrestler. She just jumped on. This is going to be crazy. If you miss this, that's your fault. It's gonna be your fault.
They're not gonna miss this one. No, we're not gonna let them. We're not gonna let them miss this.
There you go. Salute.
I want to thank you again, man.
All right.